him being on tempo here would be him on Raptors, right? But he made a play here. But you're actually giving him his camps as well as this top play because you're just not utilizing the spare time. You can consider this time as your camps up time, right? So you pulling to Drake is saying, hey coach, I'm going to take this Drake 100%, or I'm going to kill Lee Sin 100%, or I'm going to kill their bot lane 100%. But you can't tell me that here, can you?
No.
And then a huge thing happened here, right? Do you remember this thing happened? Your team gets caught, okay? So right at this second, very important fundamental. Match or trade or minimize. Matching when you're stronger. Trading when you're weaker. Minimizing. So if they're on this Rift Herald, right? And 2 of your team died, should we ever try and look for any play topside? If you don't know who I am, my name is Coach Leo. I am an ex-pro player and challenger jungler, and for the past year, I've been helping hundreds of players just like you achieve their rank goals. If reaching your potential is something you are interested in, you can check the links in the description below. Okay, so the early game learning objectives, the biggest thing that I found in your play is that you said it yourself, but we need more emphasis, more focus on what the enemy jungle can do and is doing. That's the first thing, okay?
Yeah.
The second thing is tempo. Everything about tempo. We're just going to review how did we use our time. We're going to be talking about, camps up, camps down fundamental. What do we do when our camps are up? Should we be doing, how do we use our spare time? And how do we use our time when we actually have camps to farm? And then just the last thing, a very small thing, which is just about using trinkets early, switching to sweeper. This also goes into one of the plays where potentially you can look for Drake if the enemy jungle, which in this case he was piling to top. And then we'll come back to these when we review the mid game. So let's go through the early game first, okay? So it's really, you told me about the game plan and about, usually you play off feel. And I think that it's actually really great because I think your Kha'Zix Master and your mechanics, you're in a really good position here because I think after what I tell you today, it's going to, a lot of things are going to click. And I think you're going to be even more, because we're going to be talking about a lot of consistency things. I think you went for a lot of gamble plays this game. And I think you went for a lot of kind of like high risk, high reward. High risk in terms of your tempo. Okay? So yeah, we're actually looking to make you even more like on the more consistent side. We want to kind of view the game as like this timeline, right? And your default play is just farming. But then when you see information, that's a decision, right? And then it's just the default is just farming again. And I want you to really maintain your tempo, which we're going to talk about. Well, we need to talk about the game plan first of all. So the only thing I want you to think about in a game plan, which I need to actually write in as part of your points, okay? Which lane is volatile? And can the enemy jungle invade or do something? Okay, I'll add this to your learning objectives in a second. So in this game, right, the game is kind of about bot lane. Would you say so?
Like, that's one of the things where I'm like, I don't really know. Like, okay. I kind of look at it from the lens of like, where can I, like, what would be easiest for me? Like, Camille later, sure, but like, it's like, Thresh is going to be looking to fight. Like, there's a bit more CC bot.
Yeah, let's just think, like, let's just think about volatility for a second. Okay. Let's just think about volatility for a second. So what creates volatility? There's 2 main things I'm thinking about. Like, what does volatility mean to you?
I mean, it's mostly just like champions that are looking to fight and like champions with like enough CC. So
okay,
like,
good. Yeah, good. 2 things, damage and CC create volatility, right? Like people trading a lot and their health bars going lower is volatile. Champions who can land 1 hook, 1 stun, 1 whatever is volatile. And then there's other things to do with volatility. There's like runes, right? So like if someone has like Ghost and Flash, yeah, it could still be volatile, but it's like there's a summoner spells. If this was like Ignite, Exhaust Darius, it'd be like the freest kill ever, right? But you also have to think about the fact that the enemy may be aggressive. So for example, in this game, I would be thinking, okay, top lane, hard to kill because he has Ghost Flash. You're looking at runes as well, right? So like Comet is a volatile rune because it's poking. Electrocute is a volatile rune. This rune is not as volatile. This rune is volatile. This rune is volatile. So you're looking at runes, summoners, and the champions, right? You don't need to, again, like I said, you don't need to know the Vel'Koz Thresh matchup. You don't need to know. You need to know that this lane is a push and poke lane. So range supports like Vel'Koz, Brand, Karma, they want to push and they want to poke. Okay? So I'm not going to go through all the categories. I don't think that's going to be like as useful for you, but it's like this lane's an all-in lane. This lane's a poke lane because they have a hook champ versus a poking lane. So the reason it's going to be volatile is because their win con is to try and lantern gank Lee Sin and gank bot and just destroy a bot lane. Your win con is to counter that play, right? Your win con in terms of like influencing bot lane matchup is to counter when they're being aggressive, because you don't really have, like, if they're going to be pushing and poking here, you're not really going to have the game state is not going to be like you're going to be ganking their bot lane. Most likely, again, we're always just talking about like a rough estimate here of a game plan. Of course, in solo queue, nothing ever goes exactly the way we think. But anyway, so we want to path towards bot. So we want to think about, okay, what is Lee Sin potentially, what are his options? If we're both thinking, and this is, again, this is how you're going to go from like the next level up, right? From Master to Grandmaster. It's like you're thinking more holistically about the game. It's about bot lane. What if I'm Lee Sin to you, I'll just tell you here. I'm either going to be doing Raptors into your blue, into your Gromp, and then killing your bot lane. Because again, I'm on the ganking side. I have like the agency to actually make the play on your bot lane, right? So this is really important that we are aware that this is an option for Lee Sin. You see that?
Yeah, it's not something I would like. I'm like, I know this is like my only thought process is like he could invade me, which is the only reason I bought the pot in the first place.
Good. Yes.
But less of like he's gonna do this specific thing because I see, like, I'm more just like, oh, he could invade, like try and get a ward in his Raptors if my mid lane does. That's great.
And you're a Kha'Zix player, okay? So in a lot of these games as well, right? If it's any kind of Raptor starting champion, if it's any kind of if it's Nidalee here, if it's Graves here, they can do the same thing. They can red into blue, into Gromp, into gank your bot. This is how a challenger player will just smurf on you. For example, in terms of a game plan, right? This is how he will do it, because he will be thinking, this is the lane, this is the path, I'm versing Kha'Zix, he's probably going to start red because he wants to also path bot, right? And even if he doesn't path bot, I'm going to kill him on his Gromp here because he's a weak level 2 champ, and I'm a strong level 2 champ. So,
yeah,
we need to think more about what the enemy jungler's options are throughout the entire game. So we know we want to path the bot, so your trinket usage here is very important. We need to ward this, just on your buff right here. Okay. Because if he does it, it's fine. It's fine for him to split map here, as long as our team knows what's going on. Right? In some cases, you can actually just take red buff here, level E, and just jump on him on the Gromp, because you can actually win that, right?
Yeah.
And if it's a really volatile matchup, Kalista versus Draven, something just crazy, right? And if you think the map split is like gonna make the game pretty much GG, then that's something that you have to adapt to and do. And again, that's what really, really good jungling is all about to get to that higher level. Okay, so game plan, think about enemy jungle, think about what his options are. Even on 3 camp, right? When you do 3 camps and he does 3 camps, watch where he goes here. If you see that he's going this way, because your Ahri actually, your Silence actually got a ward, which is very helpful here. If you see he's going towards your blue, you need to be aware of that. You see? Like where he's going. He's probably the most...
trying to be a bit more conscious of it, especially with an actual ward, but like I would say that game was not my best for a lot of, like, just felt...
I remember you told me that. Yeah, which is fine. Like, it's worth mentioning anyway, because I would mention this to pretty much I'll mention this to myself. I'll be like, yo, why are you not watching where this guy's going? Like, what are you thinking about? Where's your mental stack at? Like, what are you thinking about? Like, things that are less important? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the main idea. Okay. So here, when you're on your 3rd camp, right? If anything was happening bot here, where Lee Sin could be doing Raptors, red, Krugs into, like, if there's anything volatile happening here, I would expect these kinds of pings. Danger, danger, Lee Sin, Lee Sin, Lee Sin. This is really effective communication. Not like question mark pings here like this. I don't like that. Okay? Laners aren't thinking about anything besides like the minions on their screen, and Vel'Koz is like trying to figure out angles of his Q. They're not involved in, like, you are the motor of the game. That's what jungle is, okay? So you need to be like locked in to what is this Lee Sin gonna do? So then when you see that you're piled down, right, and he's not ganking bot here, he's not ganking, right now you should be thinking, where's Lee Sin? What is he doing? What is he doing? Okay, what's he doing? Okay, now he has to be topside, right? We know that. He's not ganking bot now. Nothing's happening here. So you should immediately be thinking, oh, he's topside. Okay, maybe he's ganking my top from mid. Maybe he's doing like this, right? Like, because you know that. You know his options are this right now, correct? Because that's where you are. So I want you pinging here, danger, danger, Lee Sin, danger. And if Camille was trading, danger, danger, Lee Sin, Lee Sin. Just simple pings like this will literally change how many opportunities the enemy jungle gets. Okay, does that make sense?
It does, yeah.
So what else for you here is important?
Ping a lot. Like, in succession, just because if I'm playing and someone pings once, it does like nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I think
It's
spam
like
pinging is not good. I don't think like spam pinging like Danger on Camille right now is helpful, you know?
Yeah.
But like 1-2 pings like this with Lee Sin getting spammed in the chat is super effective. Now, let's look at the next thing here. Like you see the bot lane pinging, right? This is the hard part about jungling. You're thinking about you're multitasking, right? You're thinking about, okay, Lee Sin's options. What are my options? I know that Lee Sin's not going to be bot here. So if the enemy bot lane is low here, I need to know. I need to know, like, what am I going to do after blue? I may even skip blue here, depending on what's happening bot. But you see, like, your lack of camera pans here is not giving me a good idea of what I want to do next. What if they were just both 1 HP on the tower here, right? Then you're thinking, okay, still, you may not run there straight away, but you're thinking, if they show on this next wave, they're dead after my blue, right? Does that make sense? So you think about both junglers' moves. What are my moves? What are his moves? You see here, Lee Sin could easily be just killing this guy. And it's not about like your pings will definitely prevent him from finding plays. It's again, just about the consistency thing of it. Over 100 games, if you ping well, you will 100% stop him from getting opportunities. Okay, so more awareness spot here. I need to know what's happening bot. You do it, right? It's just late. You camera pan bot as well, but it's late. You're tunneling, or not tunneling, but like you're putting too much mental stack in the scuttle crab. The scuttle's already yours, right? Like he's topside. And I think this all stems back from you just not thinking about at the very start of the game, right? There's no reason we should have an overly like, oh, I need to make sure I get the scuttle because like you can even smite the blue here to get to bot faster, you know? Like if you thought that Thresh and enemy AD carry were low here, you just smite the blue and go. You don't need smite for crab. Lee Sin's topside. Yep, okay. So much more emphasis on enemy jungle. Now you look, okay? Now you see it's nothing. Different game. You missed the opportunity because you did scuttle first and he's 1 HP.
Right.
Okay, good base. Actually, no. A little more spare time, right? So if you look here, right, you're basing right now. How could we use this extra, like, we have spare time right now, right? Like this camp is spawning in 32 seconds. So
it's like 20, is that right?
Yeah, I mean, it takes around 15 to 20 seconds. I mean, you don't need to be there earlier than what you need to be, okay? You need to be here at a timer where you're not too late, where he can take the camp, Lee Sin, but not too early where you're waiting for it. So you are currently in spare time mode here, okay? So you base for first spawning camps, but we want to utilize our spare time more, which I guess I didn't really write this as a major like objective, learning objective, but here, like even you just jumping over this wall and warding his Krugs or his Raptors and hitting this cone is utilizing your spare time, right? Because that gives us information on the next round. So let me just suggest here, right? Like let me just say you recall. Or, sorry, you jump over this wall because there's no opportunity. So as you kill the scuttle, you say, okay, no opportunity here. I'm going to jump over this wall. I'm going to ward his Raptors. I don't have enough time to take them because whatever. I think that I don't have enough time. I'm going to deny them this blast, this vision cone as well. And I'm just maximizing how effectively I use my time. You basing here is fine if you think that there's some play top. Right? But there's nothing. So just maximize your time here. Place your trinket. Push a wave out, kill a ward, like do whatever. Ward the, you know, probably not ward dragon because it's 90-second ward. Anyway, so next round happens. So you see how your tempo is like a bit too good. You see that? You didn't maximize. It was one of those
instances where I'm just like, I don't know what to do.
Or precisely,
like,
yeah.
Oh, there's nothing going on.
Yep. So that's just about maximizing. So I will just write that real quick, right? We just need to maximize our spare time. When we don't have that first spawning camp yet, let's maximize our time. You know, sometimes you could just be as well here. You know, I'm probably brushing over this, which is probably definitely worth mentioning. You see Lee Sin here, right? We know he started Raptors, so I mean I shouldn't actually skip over this. You should just be taking his Raptors. Do you think you can get them before he gets them?
Yeah.
100%. Where does this come from? Again, it comes from you recognizing that he started Raptors. What happens when you usually start Raptors? You usually have to do scuttle, then cross back instantly and be on them on spawn, right? But he went for a top play. So we're also not punishing him. You know, him being on tempo here would be him on Raptors, right? But he made a play here. But you're actually giving him his camps as well as his top play because you're just not utilizing the spare time. Okay? So, yeah, there's lots to think about, but again, it mostly just comes back to having a more focus on the enemy jungle. That's what all this comes down to. So, yes, you could take his Raptors here. And I shouldn't actually brush over that fact, because I think depending on how fast he is right to base, like, you get it here. And that's worth it. And you ward, you take his Raptors, you smite it, you ward here, and then you base. And you're still okay. So I really like how you camera pan top, by the way. Like, this camera pan here gives you a lot. But the thing is, as soon as he shows here, you're thinking option A, B. Right?
Like skip scuttle, because it's like...
Well, not even skip scuttle, but like, I'm saying like after the scuttle, because his Raptor's not up yet. After the scuttle, you're thinking A, B.
Okay, yeah.
A, B, yeah. You're thinking which one? Okay, so yeah, let's end that point there. So next round. So now Lee Sin is basing. What do you think his next round looks like? And what do you think your next round looks like?
I mean, he would be bot side again.
Yep. So he's recalling.
Likely going back top.
And then either going to Krugs, Raptors, and then pathing up. Good. You're recalling, and you're going Krugs, Raptors, and going into the bot side. So I want you to have Sweeper here. Now, I want you to have used your ward here. Got the Raptors. Okay. Now you have Sweeper. Because now the next play comes where like, okay, we'll talk about this first, this timer where you went top. Because yeah, you're waiting, your tempo's too good, right? Your tempo's too good. So like a half hover here, maybe even just warding something. Okay, so Lee Sin actually now shows mid as well. Okay. And then he's going into the top side. So yeah, you should definitely be clicking to your Raptors here to defend it. When your camps are up, the only reason you should go top here, I know his situation is a little bit cooked, but you have to then, again, evaluate here. If I just hover this guy and Lee Sin takes my Raptors, that's really bad for me. Like, you need to be on Raptors on spawn. That's you being on tempo, right? If you're not on your Raptors here, killing them when they spawn, this play has to be like, I'm pretty sure I killed the Darius here. That's what it has to be.
Yeah, I wasn't really sure what the Camille was asking for.
Yeah, he's asking for a wave push
like
up.
An appeasement thing.
He's just asking for this wave, because this wave is kind of bad for him right now, right? So if you actually had true spare time here, going to help this guy push this wave would be good. There are going to be some situations, right, where like, you know, like you using even non-spare time here to push this guy's wave out probably wins you some like more games than you just letting this guy kind of rot. But I think for now, sticking to the rules of if I have camps up, I'm only doing things that gain me an objective or an enemy camp or a kill high percentage. Because it's not your spec. Again, if you insta recall here and you help fix this guy's wave, good play. Right?
Okay.
Like if there was no Raptors to take, that's good, because fixing this guy's wave is probably worth more than you hopping over this wall and getting a ward, right? Like probably. So you can think of it like that as well. So let me get to the main thing here, okay? So we don't run out of time. So we now know Lee Sin is piling topside, right? Like we just saw him run into the topside here. He just got scuttle. So what is he doing after? As you're taking these Raptors, what is he doing?
Like ganking top.
Topside camps. He's on his Gromp, he's on his Wolves. So if you have a Sweeper here and you know he's on topside camps, what can you do?
Drag.
Drag's free.
Potentially.
Yeah. It's free if they don't have a ward. If they have a ward, Lee Sin can just walk from here to here or from here to here. Right?
Yeah.
And Thresh will also be like harassing you and being annoying. So yeah, it just, again, it's about thinking about the enemy jungle. It's about that opportunity. Here as well, before you go for the Drake, you should be thinking, what's the enemy bot lane doing? Are they fresh? So here when you're on Raptors, you're already thinking, okay, clearing my weak side camps, Dragon spawning in 10, Lee Sin on top side camps. What is the enemy bot lane going to do next? Have they based already? Are they going to push and then base, right? And then I can just go and take Drake here right away. Like you're thinking about the next play. You see? So you're looking at Drake right now. I want that camera just a little bit lower to see the enemy bot lane conditions. Okay.
I think it was mostly just because Jhin wasn't there that I was like, probably nothing to be done.
Yeah, but you can do things like if their bot lane is bad condition, it doesn't matter about your bot lane. If anything, Jhin actually has tempo if Corki has to push this in base, right? He will actually get push. Because that's how like, maybe some of these concepts, right? are new to you, which is good. We're learning new concepts and we're learning about, you know, how laning also works. So here I think because you see Corki, right? Now we actually see the bot lane. Their condition is good. So if you looked bot and their condition was really good, and there's a chance that they just like harass you and your bot lane's just in base, then not doing Drake is fine. Okay. Okay, so now Lee Sin actually oh yeah, you get off Gromp here. I think I just left this note as I just want to let your team cook here. Right? Like just let him okay, you get the kill, you don't get the kill. Like your mid is kind of being the jungler right now. So I don't like you skipping the Gromp here. Especially when you've already got it to half HP.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think it was like just in case rather than like trying to take the kill, I guess.
But you know Lee Sin, right, is most likely top set here. I mean, he could recall now, right, and like be on his way. I do like click and panning. I like clicking here and going here, but another one of my rules that I think is fine to follow is that if you get a camp half HP, just utilize your smite here in your next Q and just kill the Gromp. Just smite it.
Okay.
All right, just smite it. Just simply just smite it. If you just auto attacked it once just now, and this happens, okay, whatever, just go. Okay, you're investing time. I'm talking about time here, right? I'm talking about tempo. I'm talking about your tempo on the map. How you are investing your time is very crucial. Because this Gromp might seem small here, right? But if you get Gromp and Dragon, you might be level 6, which may change something as you recall on the top side. When Lee Sin invades. You know what I mean? It can change something else. Okay? Yeah, you might be level 6 off the Gromp, but you know what I mean? Okay, so here, look. So, when we kill this Drake, your mental stack should be, am I going to recall after this Drake? All right? Because your camps are spawning up here. So even though you have like kind of a bad buy, you should still recall. Okay, because these camps are spawning. This is what's called staying on tempo. Like sometimes you can also just run here, but you should just leave your Gromp up in this case. Because the next sequence is going to be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you don't really want Gromp to be out of sequence unless, let's say these camps were like 50 seconds right now. If these camps are 50 seconds, then just take the Gromp. But since you can sync them up, you should. All right, does that make sense?
Yeah, more important to like,
yeah, look,
like you say, the tempo.
Precisely. Look at the timers here, right? 20 seconds on both of these. Yeah, your Raptors are out of sync because of what happened before, which is, again, the other mistake. So, again, you're on that timeline where you should just be keeping good tempo. And then, oh, Lee Sin shows top, I take Drake. Information received. Okay, I'm back on that, like, keeping good tempo. I'm not, like, randomly looking here, then randomly looking here, and I'm messing up my tempo if I do that on that timeline. Okay. So, if you think about it, all things said, we should have a Raptor camp. We should have a Gromp. And then we actually are level 6, and we're actually on tempo as well. Which,
yeah, like you mean like take his Raptors when he was
in the first, I'm talking about the mistakes.
2 more camps.
Precisely, I'm talking about the mistakes or the opportunities that we are missing based on these things.
Sure.
And this is the difference between a master and a challenger jungler. He's level 6 top, and he changes that 2v2 outcome, and the game just feels impossible.
Mm-hmm.
That's the difference. Like he's top, I don't know, like on the 2v2 or something like that. Okay, so we're on the Gromp here. This is fine in terms of like the fact that you went for Gromp. I think you clicking here is correct. I think this is fine. I think you should be thinking more about like, instead of like protecting the team here, I think you should be coming from this way, right? The pathing.
Okay.
I don't think, I don't really think you should be pathing. I think you should be thinking like, okay, even if Vel'Koz dies, I'm going to secure the kill on Lee Sin. You see your pathing here, right? You're pathing to like save Vel'Koz. You're not pathing to kill Lee Sin.
Sure.
Cut off. Always cut off. Okay. Good. We kill. Blah 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 blah. This is fine. I mean, in terms of just how you can play it, you just auto queue and you just die and he misses the wave. That's all that this is. You see that Jhin had a 4th shot here and you just auto queue.
Don't really know what happened.
Or you W auto queue. Yeah, I think you were just waiting for your E and he just killed you. Oh, you auto then he W'd, yeah.
Yeah, it was like
it's fine.
It happened faster than I was expecting it to, and then I was like, oh, that didn't go very well.
So the main learning objective here, by the way, when this happens as well, is just the idea of asking yourself what's next, to stop dwelling. So when you die or bad happens, like you die, ask yourself, what's next, and ping sums. Here, you were thinking, oh man, I don't know how I fucked that up. I don't know what happened. All you should be thinking here is he used flash, he used barrier. Where am I going to path to out of base? What am I going to play for? That's it. Don't analyze something in the game because it's going to lead to further mistakes. And if you're thinking now, okay, Corki no flash, right? If you're thinking that, then maybe you don't go for this top play. When this guy has sums, right? This Darius has flash, has ghost. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. It was mostly just like I was expecting Camille to just.
I think this play is okay, but my point is like, yeah, they're obviously two different. They're obviously two different things. But what I'm saying is like, you would be thinking more like you can't run around the map burning everyone's sums. So what if Darius did have flash here, right? Okay, Camille ults, he sends in the minion wave, and he ghosts and flashes away. Like he's still pretty hard to kill here, even with Camille ult.
Yeah.
If he has flash, you see that? But you would have been thinking more. Oh, Corki has no flash. Let me just go back to bot. Like, let me clear these camps as fast as I can and play on the fact that Corki has no flash.
Okay.
Because right now, again, this is really bad for your tempo. Not getting the kill here, even if it was mis-executed. And I think, again, I do think you can kill this guy if Camille ults or Camille plays battle. But it's just lower. It's like a lower chance. It's like you are like gambling a little bit, and you'll have to fail. You'll have to know, okay, Darius can interrupt my E. Darius can live this with sums. Like you need to experience this, right? But this is like really bad for the game now. All things considered. I think if I ask myself like, where should you be? You would be like clearing to the bot side here. And then, you know, if Lee Sin goes for a play on your Camille, like I think if you took the base after Drake, like you'd be finished your clear here. You'd be taking Gromp, you'd be taking Scuttle. And then again, you would just be playing on the bot lane matchup. Now, obviously Corki would have flash or whatever. It's like a different game completely. But it's again just about that consistency kind of timeline, right? And you're just playing off information. Okay, so we're starting to, let me see here. I want to get into the mid game before we have to kind of, so 7 minutes, 750, that was that gank, 11 minutes. I've noted it down. Let's quickly go there. So once again, right, you die. It's okay. Like, I didn't really have much to say about this. There's nothing to ping. You just think about what's next here, right? You have topside camp spawning, but look where you run. So yeah, it is Drake in 20 seconds, right? Your Silas just died. 20 seconds on Drake, 10 seconds on your Krugs. You have no ult. You should path here. Okay? Because, I mean, you're at a disadvantage here. I know that you got sold this game pretty quick, and I know that you pathing here, you see what I mean? Like if you're not going to start this Drake right now, you should not be here. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
You should be finishing Krugs right now, heading to Raptors, killing Raptors, and cleaning up the mid-wave. Because this is a gamble. This is a complete gamble straight to the strong side here. And it could be because of your previous mistake. This is why you got to ask what's next. Like, look here, die. What's next? Drag here. I can make it. I can clear my topside first. If your topside camps were not up here, if these were 40 seconds, then what you do is more acceptable, right? But you can clear your topside camps here into like playing for the Drake, especially when so if you path again, you can consider this time as your camp's up time, right? So you pathing to Drake is saying, hey coach, I'm going to take this Drake 100%, or I'm going to kill Lee Sin 100%, or I'm going to kill their bot lane 100%. But you can't tell me that here, can you?
No.
You can't say with certainty that you will gain something from here. And if you don't gain anything from here, then what are you going to do? Like, if they don't go for this play, if there's no play here, then what? Then what are you going to do? If there's no play right here? You're going to have to do what?
Kind of stuck doing nothing.
You have to just run here now. And it's terrible.
Yeah.
But instead, I want you doing 1, 2, and then skip these camps and react to a play. You see that? Like, clear these first. This is like kind of the weak side, strong side fundamentals. You have to be very sure when you run straight to your strong side that you have something that you can 100% play for. So yeah, this was kind of lucky, kind of a gamble, different game, different scenario. It can be, you know, that's what I'm talking about. Those lower percent. Okay, so good emphasis on the Drake as well. I really liked I liked your emphasis on all the drags this game. Now let's talk about some mid-game stuff now, okay? So the main things I want you to think about in the mid-game, these learning objectives. So uptime, downtime, are you familiar with this concept? I talk about it lots, but I can
roughly, but...
Okay, so yeah, it's basically just when you want to play with your team and when you want to have downtime, which is just like doing whatever you, usually just farming your camps. Asking ourselves, what can I take if enemy jungle shows? Something else that we want to work on that we're going to talk about. Communicating with pings effectively. This is the same thing I was talking about before with like danger pings on your team. It's the same thing, but assist. Like, oh, assist on Baron, assist on Drake. Like, it's telling your team what you want. And then positioning yourself between two lanes. Okay. So these are the things, these are the learning objectives we're going to be talking about now, into the mid game. So, 14 minutes was another also like kind of timer, right? I like this clear. You base, so 40 minutes, this is like a spare time. Like you can just go here and just sweep vision while you wait for these camps.
This one I very specifically remember being like,
yeah, you're like, okay, I'm homeless. What do I do? Yeah, go. You just go get information. You just go sweep here. You go check raptors. Obviously, you need to do it safely, but you can just use spare time here. You just use your spare time to do spare time jobs. And I want to get to, yep. So again, 16:30 is another what's next situation. Okay. So you die. Same thing again. You make this play. I don't even care too much about the play, honestly. Like, mechanically, it's fine. Like, mechanics is not your problem. Your problem is that you don't ping and you don't think about the next play. You're dwelling on this mistake too much. You're dwelling on, oh shit, 5-man bot, oh shit. Like, you know what I mean? You should be thinking here, what's next? Ping flash, I want to play for Drake next. 1, 2, 3. That's it. What's next? What's next on the map? Instead, look. Again, same thing. Sylas is basing. Your team is not even out of base yet. So maybe this time you do Raptors into drag. That's still fine. But you should not be going straight to Drake because you're ahead of your team's tempo.
Okay.
And then this random fight happens again, like usual, right? Again, if these fights are not happening, even if this fight did happen, here, like, you should just be showing up the same time as Vel'Koz after the Raptors or after the Krugs and Raptors. You know?
Sure.
Showing up when your team is reacting to what they're doing. Sylas was basing. If there's some random bullshit that happens mid, it's not something that you can calculate into your plan. You shouldn't just be going somewhere because you're anxious about your team dying, which is a pitfall that a lot of players fall into, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, what's next? Topside camps into Drake would be great. Again, there's a lot of camps we should be fitting in, right, into our game. We should be min-maxing like way kind of harder in terms of like how much we could actually be farming as well and how optimally we could be using our time. Okay, so a very, very big, 17 minutes. Yeah, min-max harder here, right? So like that was the one or two topside camps there. And then a huge thing happened here, right? Do you remember this thing happened? Your team gets caught. Okay, so right at this second, very important fundamental, extremely. Match or trade or minimize. Matching when you're stronger. Trading when you're weaker. And usually minimizing is on the same side. Minimizing. So if they're on this Rift Herald, right? And 2 of your team died. Should we ever try and look for any play topside?
Nope.
Never. We should always be looking to trade something. Or if there's nothing to trade, we're just taking our camp safely. Making sure we minimize their play. So this is an extremely important time where you could have thrown pretty badly. I think, did you actually end up dying? Yeah, no, you didn't. But yeah, this play is just not good, right? If the Lee Sin was anywhere closer here, right? Here, if Lee Sin is somewhere here, we're just inting.
Yeah.
And we're also kind of compensating as well, right? For our team dying. We're thinking, oh shit, our team died. This game might go bad now. The only way this game goes bad is if you make this play. If you just go and take his Raptors red, or even just dive the Ahri, or get plates here, or get control here, or get the mid wave, or anything like that, game is okay. Okay, very common mistake that I see right here. The matching when you shouldn't match, when you should trade. So now you're thinking trade, and you get the red buff, but because you're like kind of late as well, you know, you see what I mean? Like, you should have been doing this a long time ago and maybe killing Ahri on bot or something like that. Just simply trading. Yeah, this was just like a numbers check, right? So I think here, like if you think about how many numbers could the enemy have? Like let's think about this for a second. So I like to call this the plus and the minus. Corki, plus. Let's match up the lanes. Jhin, minus. Darius, plus. Camille, minus. Okay, so where's the mid lanes? This guy's here. We just saw Ahri here, right?
Yep.
So that's even. So it's all even, but the AD carry in the top are not present. So we should not fight this because we need to evaluate, hey, this is a bad fight. We're just down numbers. That's it. It's just 5v3. That's all there is to it. And obviously as well, your E is very important. You should not be throwing it out like this. You should not be trading 1-for-1 when you're ahead, ever. You also need to think when you use your E in, does he have flash? Does he have barrier? Oh, he does.
Yeah, that was a just poor decision.
Yep. So it is just, yeah, it is to do with mostly numbers, but as well, like Kha'Zix's identity, right? You don't want to be using your E. 2130, what can I take? Okay, anytime you win a fight, anytime you gain something, look here, 2130, you do a good play top. Look, we do the plus and the minus. We have a Sylas here, and their Ahri is not here, right? So we have the plus, we take the fight, great win. Immediately, you hit towers too much. You need to be thinking about what camps can I take here when Lee Sin is showing here. Okay, you see that? Like, as soon as the player is over here, like, as soon as this is here and you have some time to look at the map straight away. Lee Sin is here. I need to go and see what camps he has up. It's not your job to, like, you shouldn't even be taking this wave. Okay? You should be looking for camps straight away. I want you in between more. I want you on these camps so you can react to both lanes, which is another learning objective for you. You see that? Like, if there's a fight mid and you're in blue, you might be able to get involved in it. But since you're just top, you can't, right? If this happens and it's good, you might be getting off blue here and killing someone. But you're still farming, which is good, which is what you should be doing. You see that? On camps. In between camps. It's a major learning objective I have for you right here. Position yourself between two lanes that your team is playing around. In jungle, clearing vision, taking camps, attacking whatever looks better. And then this one, yeah, and then after we do that, right, we should just base. So we're trying to base, like, we shouldn't be extending this round further here. I mean, Lee Sin did die, so now you're looking at what you can take. Actually, no, this is fine. This is all good, then you base straight away here. Yep. Base straight away. So look here. Once you sweep this and it's all good, just jump into the pit here and base. Base somewhere safe. I know you're like clicking back, but you're trying to play on the new round. The new round is beginning when Vel'Koz runs out of base here. When your team, you see how your team's all running out of base? We're trying to sync up with that. I think your base was still fine, but I don't think you needed to like run back to here to do it. You see?
Okay, yeah.
Like you should be with your team here and Vel'Koz should be the one that's like kind of behind. And there's like one more big round. Yeah, there's another what can I take after the Drake. So at 2310 here next. Like you make another, this was a really great play, by the way. This is really Kha'Zix's like identity stuff. Like you don't really want to have the 5v5, you want to make a pick. Once you gain that though, you should never be like going kind of falling back to your camps here. It should always be looking at enemy camps. Yeah, you see that?
Okay, that makes sense.
Because look at the death timers. So here we should be trying to, again, be on Krugs and maybe dive Thresh. That's your job here. So jump over this wall, smite it, do this fast, jump over the wall, take Krugs, look for Thresh. Look for more. They died, right? So you want to look for more. See this play that's happening here? I kind of want you to like, this is okay to be closer to this play. Okay. So similar thing again. 2440. This is where I want you to really think about your pings. This is after you get, you know, you do a good play. Lee Sin shows bot. Look at your pings here. So instead of these pings are okay. But I want them, you know I want them. Assist. Same, just ping like assistance, but on people, telling them what to do. Yeah.
Okay.
And same thing again here, 26. I don't want you hitting towers. You see how you're hitting a tower here? You're just grouping. Where should you be?
In the jungle where Sylas is.
So when you're running in here like this, keep going this way. Yeah, be a bit careful of Darius. Use your sweeper. Use your tools that you have, W, whatever. You can be involved here, like, so you part this way, right? You're like, okay, I want to kill this Thresh. That's fine. As soon as he dies, where should you go? Into the jungle like this. Into like this.
Like the jungle, yeah.
Yeah. Into the jungle because you want to be in between lanes. You don't want to be hitting tower. Right? If you're right here, we're killing this guy. This guy's inting.
Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, I mean, sieging the game is you can group then, right? Like now, there's no point being in the jungle because your team's they're too far up here, right? Like you don't want to be here now, obviously. You can be here and just position and whatever. But you know, when it's these towers, you want to be in the jungle. That's your zone. You want to control the jungle. You want to make picks, just like you did in the RE earlier. Okay, that's it. That's wrapping things up. There was a lot here. Okay, I completely understand if you feel overwhelmed at all, but I think it is worth kind of covering all bases.